Good morning, welcome back on my channel. Today's video is mostly showing you my everyday makeup, the one that I decided to start doing because I have to wear a mask, but I will also show you a couple vloggy bits. So I woke up, I had breakfast. I made actually an omelette with potatoes because I had some old boiled potatoes. Right now I'm trying to go over my fridge and make sure that I finish most of what I have in it. So I did have quite a few leftover bits from quite some time ago because this past week I had been going to the office, but I don't really have much. So tomorrow I'm going to have a delivery from Waitrose. And it will be essentially just getting a few more veggies and maybe a bit of meat. But yeah, I'm going slowly over what I have in my fridge. I have a bit of washing up to do, but I will get to that later. Also, because I had a lot of work, I needed to do a little bit of work. I'm waiting on somebody to send me the final deck, at least final updates on a deck. In about 15 minutes because I said you need to send me by 1 p.m. so we'll see that. And in the meantime, yesterday what I did was wash my sofa. So I washed all the covers and they're dry now, so they were hanging in there, and I've put everything back. In the meantime I hoovered here, but then as I was hoovering I realized that I am one piece of my Dyson is completely worn down and I hadn't noticed. So it's this one. This is meant to be a stair stool, and usually it has a bit of a velcro here, but it's completely worn out, which makes sense because I've had this for 2 years now and I did not notice. So I'm going to go to the store, the Dyson store on Oxford Street, to try and buy one, because I tried to get one online and then this thing costs £3.50, but then it's £3 delivery charge. So I'll just put that in a bag and then I'll go with it. Also, I realized that my little mop is broken, so I can't really clean my floor, so I might need to pop into a Waitrose and clean and buy a mop. I'm going to just put my hair away. Probably, I'm just looking here at my little bit. Can you see my little retainer for my broken teeth? Let me put you here. And not the most glamorous thing, but it is what it is, right? So I washed my hair. I just will flip my hair like this. And then I just go like that. Not too tight. And then I take this little contraption. Ow, ow, ow. Oh. My hair is gotten very thick, so I can't wait till I get a little proper haircut. In the meantime, I have to make do with this. So, you know, it's locked in here up front and I just release it. So it's just a teeny tiny afro. And then I'm going to just now wash my face. So I have still my station that I showed you yesterday, still the same thing. I'm gonna wash my face with In Two Minds, then I'm gonna use a bit of the niacinamide from The Ordinary, and then the pigmentation thing, and then I have my moisturizer actually in my room. So let's do that and then we see. Where do I put you? I put you here? That works, right? So yeah, I have had a lot of busy days, and so I decided that this weekend would be really just for me to rest. So I haven't done much. Yesterday I did go to a restaurant with my sister. It's a Peruvian restaurant, and it was average. It's called Chicama. I think the food was okay. We did have an octopus, but it was overcooked because the octopus was fat. It was pretty thick, and so it was more rubbery than I would have liked it to be. I also decided to clean my Birkenstocks because they were really not good, and so I did wash them up. So my face is washed. I never use a towel on my face. It's back from the days when I had very bad acne. My face would be all very painful because I would have a lot of zits everywhere. So I never actually learned to use a towel on my face. That's actually an alarm thingy to remind me to take my vitamins, which I haven't taken. I have an itchy bit here in my eye. Don't do that at home. Okay, all dry. You've seen this part in last week's video when I showed you my routine, my skincare routine. So I'm not gonna dwell over it, but I just put a little drop in here, that, and then serve onto my face. I'm going to do my nails after this because I just feel that I really want to do something nice for me. What else? Yeah, I think that would be it because I don't think I have a lot of mess to deal with. So I'm just waiting for my slides to come from my colleagues so that I can do a little quality check, maybe play with them a little bit. Then that would be essentially it. Eye cream. That's my room. Still a little bit messy, but I have folded most of the laundry that I needed to fold. It's my makeup area. That's what I'm going to be using. I'll start first by applying this cream. That's going to be my day cream. And then I will go to the other side to put my sofa together. And then come back here to do my makeup. And finally show you how I get this done. I might take you outside as I go to the Dyson bit. Just, you know. It's all the way in Oxford Street, so it's quite a trek from Belgravia. But I need to think whether I want to walk all the way there. I mean, it's not urgent, but I also need to get some exercise in, and I did not work out in quite some time. I'm dripping water. I always have this whenever I shower. It takes a long time until my hair actually dries, but fine. So let me take you. Right, so let me put you here. I'm gonna put my little sofa together. Right, so it's 10 past? Yeah, 11 past, and the colleague still did not send the deck, so I'm going to just do my makeup. I have added this little terry cloth band just because I tend to have water dripping down my neck. In normal days, I don't really care. Most of the time just carry on with my videos and all, video calls, my Zoom calls, or if I'm going to the office, I would still go to the office with water dripping down my neck. I don't mind. For the video, I thought it might be a bit distracting. First thing, my magic product is going to be a Bobbi Brown. This is a corrector. My color is in Deep Peach, and I'm going with this concealer brush. It's called the Expert Concealer Brush. It's by Real Techniques, and I just go under my eyes and just apply a little bit of this. I don't use any primer or anything, but if you want to use primer, definitely go for it. I'm just showing you what I plan on doing for the next, I don't know, 4 to 5 weeks. So I go roughly around my eyes. I go where I have a bit of discoloration. Here. Let me get a proper mirror, because this thing's too tiny. Hold on. This mirror is slightly better, because I get to see my whole face. So I haven't added any products. I'm just going wherever I have massive discoloration, and I just do this, just bop in a little bit the brush. You could see it was from the initial touch, and then I didn't add anything at all. I have a bit of a tiny scar here from an car accident. Nobody actually notices it, but I'm always very self-conscious about it. So you can see, just bop in, bop in, bop in. Then fingers are an amazing tool. So now I'm just warming the product all over. I'm just using my index finger and then warming the product wherever I have put it. And this immediately makes me look a bit less tired. So I like for my eyes to not look like I didn't have enough sleep. I usually always have relatively dark under eye circles. I don't really mind, but I feel that when I use a corrector, even just going with this on a no makeup day would be enough. You could see I barely used any product. And so that is the correction done. Then the second product I'm going to use is this Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpted concealer. This is exactly my skin color, so it's called Mocha. There is a lighter color that I would use probably whenever I put on a full face of makeup, but not this time. So I go with this. I scraped a little bit so that I have only a tiny bit of product. I feel that with this type of makeup looks, you really want the minimum amount of product, otherwise it's just, you don't get that no makeup look. And really it's about just hiding any imperfection that I would have without necessarily feeling that I have that heavy weighted product feel. Just a little bit around the mouth. You can see the brush was already dry to begin with, so it's really barely scraping the product. And for this now you have two options. Either you go with your finger or you go with a brush. For today I'm going to go with a brush. I like to use a dense brush and emulate the same movement as a finger, so I just bop like this. I wouldn't drag it back and forth, because I feel that with dragging it back and forth you erase the product, but this kind of just forces the product into my skin and so removes that texture if I were to have any. And I do that all over. So very, very, very minimal product, as you could see. Nothing to rub off of my skin. I will be a little bit more careful under my eyes, just because under the eyes is a little bit more sensitive. I tend to close my eyes because then it stretches the skin under, and so I don't have as many lines. Anyway, my eyes are prone to creasing. You can already see the shininess in there, although this is not meant to be shiny. See? Still looks like skin because I barely have any products. I have zero products on my forehead. I embrace the discoloration, the everything in there. No product whatsoever on my nose. Just bop in it. Then there is a step that I love to do, which is completely unnecessary, but I take, what is this? So this is a Dipbrow Pomade by Anastasia in the color Auburn, and I will go with one of these eyeliner brushes. This one is called Swish. It's also by Anastasia, and I go in this thing and I will just put a few more spots in addition to the ones I already have. So I do have quite a bit of discoloration in my face. And I feel that sometimes when you try to cover it with product, it just doesn't look good. So what I do is that I go over my spots again and I make them appear a little bit more, because I would have the normal hyperpigmentation, which is a bigger like periphery of the spots that I have. But I don't mind the actual spots that I have. It's just when there is a lot of hyperpigmentation around it that it's unsightly. Because I already know where my spots are, this step doesn't take me a long time, because I know, like, I've had these spots for years. Both my parents have that type of hyperpigmentation, so I know exactly where the spots are. Funny enough, I have one here and one here, and they're almost symmetrical around my eyes. I think it's hilarious. Another interesting fun fact is that I have darker spots in the upper part of my body, so like my face, etc. But actually in my legs I have white spots. So I don't just have these black spots, I also have whitish dots, which I think it's interesting. I have one here and one here. Right, so now that I missed one. Normally, yeah, I have one here, I knew it. So now that I have recreated that texture of all the spots that I have, I will just now go and do my eyebrows. So while I'm doing my eyebrows, this thing will dry a little bit, and then I will just apply my cream blusher, and then you'll see the rest. So for my eyebrows, I go for a very bushy brow, mostly because I didn't get my eyebrows done in ages. Now I think that, yeah, the eyebrow parlors are open again, but I just didn't go. So I've let my eyebrows go crazy. I brush them upwards like this. I'm using for this the Anastasia 7B brush, and normally it comes with this thing straight, but I always like to tilt my brushes on my eyebrow thingies. I'm going to take another Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade. This one is in medium brown. It's seen better days. But I'm still using it. I barely go with just teeny tiny bit of product. I just pop it in here. You know, I love that motion because I feel like you get barely any coverage in it. And then I usually do two, like, little bit in the front. Do it in a very messy way, just because I haven't groomed my eyebrows in ages, so I don't want it to feel defined. Then I do a little bit here, because that's where I start losing the density of my eyebrow. You know your eyebrows better, so you know where you need a bit more help. And then I have almost no tail on this one side, so I just fill it like this, and then I brush it upwards. Throughout this whole thing you notice that I keep brushing upwards, just because I feel that this motion makes it look like it's naturally disheveled, like you wanted it to be this way. It also gives a more youthful appearance, but I try to be careful not to go overboard. When I'm more comfortable going to the eyebrow appointments again, then I will have a finer brow to shape. But for now I'm embracing the bushy eyebrow, because I think it will be a few more weeks until I want to go to get my eyebrows done. So yeah, my eyebrows are not fully symmetrical. This one has less hairs at the front, so that's why I need to draw a little bit more to bring them closer. Again, brushing it upwards. I was thinking I'm not gonna go to Oxford Circus because, or Oxford Street, sorry, to do the Dyson thing, because I work close to there, like a 15-minute walk. So I'll wait until tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a crazy day. Maybe Tuesday. I'll go Tuesday from work during my lunch break to buy that part. There is no point in me walking 45 minutes to buy a 3.5 pound piece, but I'm going definitely to do some groceries. I'm going to go to Waitrose to buy my little floor mop, because otherwise if I don't clean my house in the weekend, I'm not going to have any time to do it later. It's going to be a nightmare. So these are my eyebrows done. I will put some gel later, but I like to do things in steps, because I still enjoy putting on makeup. I still enjoy doing things very slowly. This is me taking care of myself, and it's really not about being fast. The this is usually how I do a lot of self-talk. That's where I have my, you know, affirmations. That's where I think about my day. That's where I think about what I need to be doing. And so when I apply my makeup, it's really a way of setting the tone for the day. The next product I'm having here is Bobbi Brown Peau Rouge. The color is Rose 10. This is for lips and cheeks, and that's what it looks like. It's my only cream blusher. I had mentioned in my previous video that I was very tempted to buy the Fenty Beauty cream bronzer. I have been lusting over them since they came out, but I did not buy them. I don't have any cream bronzer, so it shouldn't be a problem with my no-buy philosophy, but I'm still waiting. I'm holding off. It's been a couple of months already, but I'm holding off. I'm using this mini brush. It's a mini expert face brush, and again I'm using this motion. When it comes to a cream product, especially one like that, I really do take my time. So I put a little bit of product, but I'm going to definitely do this for a good 20-30 seconds until it completely blends into my skin. And I find that throughout the day it gives such a natural sheen. And one thing you'll notice is that I do this before applying my powder, because I like to powder on top of it, and then get that natural lit from within look. I find that when you use a lot less product, you need much more time to work it through. Because if I were to use just slather on foundation and a lot of makeup layers, etc., then eventually you have so much makeup on that the overall look kind of works out. It just kind of ends up tying in because you just have so much stuff on. But when you have little product, you really need to be very strategic about where you place it. So now this is the look. What I'm going to do now is just the mattifying touches. So I like to keep it glowy as it is, but let's keep in mind that I have combination skin, so what starts as glowy by end of day will end up being an oily mess. So I'm going with the Fenty Beauty powder. By the way, everything that I use is actually part of my travel bag, so usually it all fits in here. So it's very minimal makeup. Actually, I also have this in a miniature, and I even have an empty one that I would refill once I travel. Because I'm not traveling anywhere anytime soon, I just didn't feel like filling it. So for now, I'm just using from the Mother powder box. I'm going with this fluffy brush. This is it's called PS, and it was just from Primark. I've had it for years now. Actually, I bought it from a Primark in Belgium. So goes to say, sometimes you can find some nice gems. I'm not very snobbish when it comes to what I use. So when I find a product that is nice, I just use it. I pat with my ring finger just to make sure that anything that was meant to set has already set, and that nothing settles into the fine lines. And then I go very lightly, just like this. I'm not baking. I'm not baking at all. I'm just barely brushing this. It's a very fine, like it's a caress kind of movement. Just going over it very lightly. It's almost that you go over it so lightly that whatever needs to stick to the skin will stick to the skin, versus patting it in. My under eye tends to cake very quickly. So now that I have done this, I can go with a bigger brush, as big as you want. This is the powder brush. I bought it from N Other Stories. I remember I was again with my friend Hannah, my partner in crime. She was visiting London, and then we stopped by and we touched some of the brushes, and I was like, oh my god, this is the softest thing I touched in ages. So I ended up coming back, I think another day, the following week, and bought it, because as you guys know, I don't really do impulse buys, very rarely. So although I loved it a lot, I decided to sleep on it for a few more days, and then when I realized that actually I still like it, I went back and I bought it. Very light, I just put it all over. Obviously, if you have dry skin, you might be averse to powder in your face. But for me, because I know that I have very oily skin, I don't really have a problem with that. Also, I barely touch the powder, and most of it is really just having this motion. You'll notice later on that it will look like I have no powder on, because I'm just now moving it as a veil on top. No baking, no nothing. And with this motion, you could see that now the little blush comes through the skin. The little dots that I had put are no longer those massive black bits that I had dotted with a brush, so they look a bit more diffuse. And throughout the day, this is the kind of makeup that ages really well. And if you get super oily like I do, all you need to do is just bring a blotting sheet, blot it away, and then it still looks great. I have three optional bits. So I don't always do that, but for the sake of the video, I might show you what I would do if I have more time. By the way, this is a very long video. I aim for it to be, because it has also a vlog component and a discussion component. My aim is to make it a 30-minute video, but whenever I get ready for work, I don't spend more than 7 minutes doing this, just so that you know. I don't have the luxury of talking to you guys every day, so it is what it is. So the first optional step is Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the clear brow gel. It has a matte finish. It has a matte finish, although when you just put it on, it might look like it's a little bit shiny. And then I just work it upwards with a spoolie, because that's the only thing that will keep my eyebrows upwards. My eyebrow hair is very fine, so will move whenever I touch my face, or anything touches my face actually. So I just make sure that I have something to set it in place and leave it like that so it will dry. For this I used this 20 brush by Anastasia Beverly Hills. There is a Screaming Monster somewhere. What is the other optional? The other optional step is the color. Because I used this Bobbi Brown lip and cheek, I actually will also use the same for my lips. So just a little bit on my finger. It ties the color very beautifully. It's quite moisturizing, and it just gives that fresh feel to it. So whenever I use a cream product, I'm very keen on using the same color on my lips and cheeks. I feel that it really complements the look. Very easy. If it weren't a reddish hue, let's assume you had something similar to this but in a more brownish tone, I'd also would not hesitate to just do a little swipe over my eyes. Even with the pink one I wouldn't hesitate, but I'm not really into pink on my eyes. And then the last step is mascara, which I don't typically wear, but I always have a mini one on the go. So for the purpose of the video, I might just do a little swipe. This is a miniature of Their Real by Benefit. So I'll just do a couple swipes of mascara just so that you see what a finished look would be like. I tend to do this, which is like being surprised, so that my eyes don't flinch. Most people feel the need to keep their mouth open when they're applying mascara and things like that, and that's neurological, because then you won't move your eyes if your mouth is open. For me, I don't necessarily have that need, but I have to do the whole "oh, surprise" kind of look, because then since my eyelashes are a bit long and curly, when I do this, I know that they are the furthest distance apart from the bottom lashes. Otherwise, if I try to apply mascara with my normal eyes, they will get tangled. So that's why I do this, so that I get as much space as possible to just coat my lashes without making too many smudges or a mess. If I want to do a deeper look, I would probably also have some black eyeliner on my waterline. but not for this look. So this is it. This is what it looks like. It's very, very fresh, very simple. And then I just go out like this, and you can definitely see that it's lit from within. You have that little sheen going on to it. And during the day, you could always use a blotter sheet. I have this very, 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 very old pack of blotting sheets that I might use around, let's say 4 p.m. or something like that. I tend to have a very oily nose, so that's the part where I would use most of the blotting sheets. I wouldn't actually go over the trouble of trying to powder my nose because I will be wearing a mask whenever I go to public spaces, etc. So it defies the purpose. If I leave this on for a couple more minutes, then it will definitely set. And I can also spray a little bit of a water-based toner because I don't have a proper setting spray. And when I do that, then because I have barely any makeup, then there is no transfer to my mask. Yeah, that is my look. Now I have to clean this mess. It's not that much of a mess. It's just that normally when I use this, I actually put things back in their place as I use them. So that's usually what is different versus filming a video, because things just accumulate. But everything has its own spot. Oh, I dropped these. Oh, I'm wearing these boots, so I'm going to wear them to go to Waitrose because I've had these for a few months already and I need to break them in. So I only wear them like 10-15 minutes at a time because they're very heavy. It's a Goodyear welting. They're from a brand called Purdy. I think I showed them before. Oh, you know what? I'm going to switch my makeup now because this is the makeup that I'm going to be wearing for the next few months or weeks at least. I'm going to just switch this here because this is the lighter thing that I use for highlighting. I'm not going to be wearing any foundation anytime soon, so this has to find a spot here. So that there it goes. And then this is the day cream that I'm gonna have, the Bobbi Brown blush that I would use, and that is essentially it. So this is my updated makeup station. So my corrector, freckles if you want to do something like that, my eyebrows, the only thing that I use as a face product on like my under eyes, on my discoloration after the corrector, etc. The peau rouge that I use on my lips and my cheeks, my moisturizer, and the mascara. So that wasn't as bad as I thought. I'll just place this one here. Yeah, so I would put this away. I might also keep this. Oh, I need to put it somewhere. I might put it here. No, let me put it here because I like using this little travel one just to put my blusher on. Right, so my colleague sent the things 15 minutes late, but it's fine. So I'm gonna just check her work and I'm going to see what I can do with it, plug it into where it needs to be plugged so that it's ready for tomorrow. These are my Birkenstocks that I cleaned. Funny enough, they looked cleaner before I washed them than now, so I'm not sure whether this is a temporary look or whether I have completely ruined them, but I'm gonna leave them like this for a couple days so that they completely dry. These ones don't look as bad, but yeah, these ones look horrible. I don't really mind. Birkenstocks are very, very comfortable, so I don't really mind if they look that bad. Okay, let me open this thing, get some work done. And I'm very hungry at this point, so I'm going to do a little bit of work, then see what I'm gonna have for lunch. I might go with a friend. No, I don't know. But yeah, I'll do a little bit of hand washing for some bits of my laundry, and then that would be actually the end of my Sunday. I mean, just clean up a little bit after I get my mop and chill a bit, edit the videos and upload them. Hey guys, it's a couple hours later, just so that you see what the makeup looks like when it ages throughout the day. So I did work for a bit and then I went out. These are dying, I need to recharge them. I went out and did some grocery shopping. Not much actually, I just bought mostly cleaning products. Oops, sorry. Let's show you Let me pop you here. Yeah, you good? Good. So I got, this is my mask. I got it from the Cambridge mask company. So you can see not much makeup transfer happened. And I must confess I wore it upside down because I got a bit startled when I needed to go. So this tiny bit of makeup is actually from my chin. So that shouldn't be the case because normally there is no makeup in my nose. But keeping it real, right? So I bought 2 cleaning products. I have a wet mop for the floor. I'm gonna try to use it with some wood stuff. And then I got one of these because it's getting extremely hot. And because it's hot, I just tend to leave the window open and I get a lot more dust. And actually 2 days ago, was it yesterday? Yesterday, or maybe 2 days ago, I found a spider that was like this big and it was thick. I was scared. I must say I had a hard time sleeping after that because I had just the thought of how many spiders are out there. So that's why I want to do a bit of a massive clean. I also got these pappardelle because I have some very old mussels in my fridge. And I'm gonna try to really overcook them and then use them with pappardelle and hope I don't get any nasty food poisoning. Don't try this at home. I have a very big immunity, plus I'm thinking this is Sunday afternoon, so if I get food poisoning I have half a day to recover. I refilled my wild mushrooms and got some dashi. This is stuff that you could add to all kinds of things. I usually use it for ramen, but I will just add a little bit to my pappardelle, maybe to give it some umami. I like this brand of curry, Spice Tailor. The other day I tried it for the first time and it turned out really well. So I'm just trying a different one. This is the Fiery Gone Curry, whatever that is. But I'm going to try a few of these, and every time I will just keep a mental note of how well I liked it until I find my favorite one, and then I'll stock up because I find that they're really good value and it tastes really good. Also, it makes me feel like I did something kind of from scratch because we have all the ingredients. And then I bought one more Oatly oat milk because I had run out of this 3 or 4 days ago. And usually I like to have it at night with a bit of turmeric and some other things. So I knew I had run out, so yeah. And then I have my card, and this is running low. This is my antiviral hand foam. I don't use it much because I'd rather wash my hands, like as you should. But yeah, sometimes I like to have it with me. I would use it before I go out if I'm going to the shops, which is very rare. Like today it's only because I really wanted to clean while I'm still in a cleaning mood, and I didn't want to wait until the next weekend to buy the broom and stuff. Yeah, but good. I'm gonna make food because I'm starving. It's now 3:30, so yeah, I'm quite hungry. And then I'm gonna clean up a little bit. My boots did okay, so oopsie. Oh, I didn't show you how my tea collection has evolved. So the other day Fortnum has opened, so I went and I got a lot of the teas. When you measure them, it's actually nicer when you get them like that. It's much cheaper, so I got quite a few, and I refilled some of the boxes that I already had. And as you can see, I'm running, oopsie, and that's what you don't want to have. God, why do I keep doing this? So I'm running really low on my single bag teas, but I'm not going to repurchase. So I have quite a nice collection in here. I also have run out of magnesium, which is what I typically use at night to help me sleep. So I ordered one. It should arrive in a few days. Okay, so let me get some food.